What could be more heart-melting than a baby's first words? When Song Joong-ki and his wife Katie Louise touched down in Korea for the first time with their child, fans were expecting a grand moment, but no one was ready for the cuteness that followed. Their baby's adorable greeting in Korean didn't just charm the crowd, it completely melted the hearts of mom and dad. Curious yet? Let Red Carpet Revealed take you behind the scenes of this unforgettable family moment. What does it take to stop a nation in its tracks? For South Korea, it was the moment beloved actor Song Joong-ki returned home, not alone, but as a father, hand in hand with his wife Katie Louise Saunders, and holding the tiny hand of their baby boy. Fans gathered at Incheon International Airport on that sunny June morning. It wasn't just a celebrity arrival, it was history. A beginning. On June 20, 2025, after months of anticipation and quiet speculation, Song Joong-ki officially touched down in Seoul for the first time since becoming a father. And what unfolded on the tarmac, in the arrival hall, eventually on the streets of Hanamdong was nothing short of cinematic, fitting, for one of Korea's most iconic stars. The location, Incheon International Airport, a scene of emotion. The scene outside Terminal 2 was electric. As early as 6 o'clock a.m., fans began assembling, many holding handmade signs in Korean and English, "Welcome home, Joong-ki," or "Our global family." Others simply clutched plush toys, hoping for even a glimpse of the baby who had remained a mystery until now. Security was tight, but the atmosphere remained warm. Dozens of media outlets, including KBS, Dispatch, JTBC, and even foreign press from Japan and Italy, were stationed strategically. Everyone had the same question: would the baby appear? Would Katie? At 9:08 a.m., under the hazy summer sun, the family emerged. A first glimpse: Katie, Joong-ki, and their little star. Dressed in casual yet elegant attire, a crisp white linen shirt for Song Joong-ki, a flowing beige dress for Katie, and matching beige bucket hat for the baby, the trio looked radiant. There was no red carpet, but there didn't need to be. The look on Song Joong-ki's face said it all. This was a man deeply proud of his family. Fans gasped. Cameras clicked. And then it happened. As they passed the barrier toward the waiting car, a fan near the front cried out in Korean, "Anayang, Ajaya." "Hello, baby." The baby, cradled in Katie's arms, looked up. And with a slight smile and unsteady clarity, responded, "Anayang." It was barely louder than a whisper, but the entire terminal heard it. Gasps turned into cheers. Joong-ki froze for a moment, his eyes visibly tearing up. Katie laughed, that kind of laughter filled with pride and astonishment. It was the first public word spoken by their child, and it was in Korean. The power of one word. Later, Korean linguists and pop culture analysts would talk about how symbolic that moment was. A child born in Rome, raised between two worlds, yet greeting his father's homeland with the language of his roots. On social media, clips of the baby's Anayang went viral instantly. Hashtags like #JoongkiBaby, #KoreanLolo, and #GlobalFamily trended in Korea, Japan, and even Italy. Within hours, the moment had been viewed more than 20 million times across platforms. But beyond the virality, it touched something deeper. This isn't just about a celebrity baby, one user wrote on Twitter. It's about belonging, about family, about identity. Behind the scenes, planning the return. Sources close to the couple say the return had been planned for months. Joong-ki always wanted his son to visit Korea before he turned 1, a longtime manager shared. It was important to him that his child feel a connection to this place. While much of their time in Rome had been spent in privacy, Joong-ki had reportedly been tutoring his son in both Korean and Italian. He didn't just want the baby to hear Korean. Close friend confided. He wanted him to feel it, through stories, lullabies, even Korean cartoons. And it showed. The way the baby waved, to how he clapped along to the airport fan chants. It was clear this little boy already had a performer's spark, and a deep comfort with Korean culture. Arrival in Hanamdong. A quiet parade. After leaving the airport, the family traveled by private car to Hanam the Hill, one of Seoul's most exclusive residences. Located in Yongsan-gu, the neighborhood is known for housing diplomats, celebrities, and CEOs, but even there, Joong-ki's arrival caused a stir. Dozens of neighbors peeked from their balconies. Children from the nearby international kindergarten waved paper Korean flags. Some had even drawn pictures of the family. It wasn't organized, just spontaneous. Genuine love from a community excited to welcome one of their own. We didn't expect to see them, said Minji, 34, who lives in the same complex. But when the baby waved at us and smiled, I don't know why, but I cried. That evening, Joong posted a rare Instagram update, a picture of his baby's hand holding a small Korean flag, with the caption, "Home. Thank you for the love, from our family to yours." The post garnered over 5 million likes in under 12 hours. 2 days after the emotional arrival at Incheon Airport, Song Joong-ki, Katie Louise, and their baby reappeared, this time in one of Seoul's most iconic locations, Bukhan Hanguk Village. Known for its winding alleys and beautifully preserved traditional Korean homes, the area is often a site for wedding photos, historical dramas, and quiet reflection. Yet on June 22, 2025, it hosted something far more intimate, a quiet morning walk by one of Korea's most beloved actors, his international wife, and a baby now adored by millions. In matching cream-colored hanbok with modern touches, a look designed by renowned hanbok stylist Lee Ha-jin, who also worked on Kingdom and Mr. Sunshine, the family strolled quietly through the alleys just after sunrise. The baby giggled as he pointed at tiled rooftops, and Katie gently whispered Korean phrases back to him, encouraging each interaction. It wasn't a photo op, and no press were invited. But a few local residents, out early tending to plants or sipping their first cup of tea, recognized them, and watched respectfully from afar. It was like seeing a scene from a drama, said Mr. Joong, 65. A nearby tea house. But more real. You could tell they weren't performing. They were remembering. Indeed, Joong later revealed in a sit-down interview with KBS's People Inside that Bukhan held special meaning for him. My grandfather lived just a few blocks away. I wanted my son to walk these streets, even before he remembers them, to feel the bones of where we come from. Family reunited. A visit to Incheon. Later that week, the family made a private trip to Incheon, Song Joong-ki's hometown. No media followed. But according to close sources, the visit was both emotional and healing. Joong had not seen several extended family members in nearly 3 years. The pandemic, then his marriage, and now fatherhood had created long stretches of distance. But all of that dissolved when he entered his grandmother's courtyard with a baby in his arms. His grandmother cried. At a family member, who asked to remain anonymous, she couldn't believe she was holding her great-grandchild, and that he said Homioni, Grandma, so clearly. Katie reportedly spent much of the day helping prepare Jeon and Galbajjum with the women in the family. She's so graceful and eager to learn, the same relative shared. She even tried speaking Korean the whole time, even when we told her it was okay to use English or Italian. The baby, too, seemed at ease, crawling between rooms, grabbing hanbok strings, playing with cousins he had never met. At one point, he was overheard singing a children's song in Korean that Joong had reportedly taught him during bath time, Three Bears. He sang them Samari perfectly. Another family member laughed, and with the hand gestures. The nation watches, the public response. While the family kept the visit low-key, Korea, and indeed the world, couldn't look away. The baby's South Korean greeting at the airport had become the spark that lit a border conversation. What does it mean for a Korean star's child to speak Korean first? Asked Yonsei sociology professor Kim Ji-won in a televised roundtable. In a time when multicultural families are growing in Korea, the Joong family has unintentionally become a symbol, one that says, we can belong to many places and still be home. Social media lit up with fan art, poems, and even children's book concepts inspired by the moment. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism reportedly considered using the family story, with consent, in a future multicultural awareness campaign. A famous Korean illustrator, Kia Sketch on Instagram, posted a viral piece of the family walking through Bukhan. In the caption, she wrote, "The baby speaks Korean. The world listens. And maybe, just maybe, we become a little softer." The interview, Song Joong Speaks to Korea. On June 24, 2025, in a special pre-recorded segment with Yoo Hee-il for his comeback series Conversations at Dusk, Joong gave his first in-depth interview since becoming a father. Broadcast from Wakosi Hanguk Studio overlooking the Han River, the episode broke records, the highest rated 10:30 p.m. slot in JTBC history. Here are some key excerpts. On becoming a father, it's the scariest and most beautiful thing I've ever done. It never prepared me for the feeling of holding someone who sees you not as an actor, but simply as a ba. On his son's South Korean greeting. He and I looked at each other like, did you hear that too? He's said mama and dada before, but that was his first clear Incheon apostrophe. I don't even know where he learned it, maybe from me, maybe from YouTube. But it meant the world. On raising a multicultural child. My eyes and her smile. He'll grow up hearing 3 languages, and I want him to feel proud of all of them. But Korea. It's his root. His fire. On public response, we're overwhelmed, in the best way. You for embracing him, and us, so openly. We didn't expect it. A lasting footprint, departing Korea, for now. June 26th, after a whirlwind week of emotional reunions, cultural moments, and viral headlines, the family quietly returned to Italy from Gimpo International Airport, choosing the less crowded route over Incheon. Unlike the arrival, the departure was nearly silent, no major press, no crowds. Just a quiet embrace of a week that had left a deep mark on Korea's cultural memory. Before boarding, Joong reportedly bowed low to one of the ground staff and said, "Thank you. This visit healed a part of me." Later that day, Katie shared a rare Instagram story, a short video of their son looking out the plane window and saying, in perfect Korean, "Bye bye, Hank." The legacy of a word. What began as a single word, Incheon, became something far more powerful. It reminded a nation of the beauty of cross-cultural love. It highlighted the evolving face of Korean families. And above all, it gave us a glimpse of how the next generation might speak many languages, live in many homes, but still feel rooted. In the words of Song Joong himself, "We didn't plan for our son to go viral. He just said hello." Maybe that's all the world needs sometimes, a simple, sincere